And now we're seeing a whole lot of Rui and LeBron James, the often workout duo that's been working out together for a few years now, after LeBron has quote-unquote taken Rui under his wing back in 2022-23. Rui's definitely benefited from it. I mean, since that point, he's had his career years with the Lakers, last season averaging 13 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, shooting a team-high 41.3% from the field, and now becoming a very efficient and kind of a dead-eye three-point shooter. I think working with LeBron has benefited him. So once again, they're back in the gym together, preparing in the week prior to training camp, getting some reps in, and maybe LeBron teaching him a thing or two, I'd imagine, and probably willing to bet that he has been. I love to see it, and they definitely have been putting in the work. And well, with that in mind here, what are kind of the expectations and the outlook for both of them? You know, we've talked plenty about the entire team, but haven't really talked that much about LeBron. At least not about the on-court stuff, have talked more about the off-court stuff and, you know, kind of the various signals that he's given the team, that Rich Paul has given the team. But how about LeBron actually on the court? Obviously he's going to play with the team. You know, there are rumors and speculation that he might want to be traded at one point, might leave their team, though obviously none of that happened and he will be a Los Angeles Laker once again this season. So what's the expectation outlook for LeBron entering year number 23? 40 going on 41 at this point. What's the outlook for him? Can he still be as effective? Can he be a top 10 to top 15 player again, somehow? Or will this finally be the year that he falls off a bit? I mean, last season coming off a year of averaging 24.4 points per game, 7.8 rebounds per game, 8.2 assists per game, 1 steal per game, shooting a very efficient 51.3% for the field, and nearly 38% from 3. And it really didn't change that much after they made the trade for Luka Doncic. After that point, LeBron averaged 24.4 points per game, shooting 50.4% from the field, a little bit underwhelming as he did drop down his three-point shooting, going from nearly 38%, actually prior to the trade deadline roughly 40%, down to only 34.6%. Then to go along with it, his playmaking and assists per game went down too, from over 8 per game down to under 7 of them per game, but his turnovers stayed relatively the same, and his impact on defense I definitely will say went up after that point. You know, as we often see with LeBron, post-trade deadline and during the latter part of the regular season, and especially during the postseason, his defensive impact and defensive effort goes way up, and I think we can kind of expect the same from him. A little bit of coasting on defense throughout the early portion of the regular season, you know, to conserve energy and not get hurt. That's another big thing for LeBron. Having a very durable season last year, playing 70 games again somehow, even at 40 years old, playing 70 for 2 years in a row now. But prior to the past 2 years, it had been quite some time for him, not hitting the 70 game mark since the 2017-2018 NBA season, that being his final one with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So LeBron's gotta stay healthy. If they have any hope and really any chance of making a championship type run, then they need a healthy LeBron, which is obviously plenty to ask for a 40-year-old going on 41, but they need it from him. So that's kind of number one with LeBron. Has to play at least above 55 games in my opinion. If he doesn't, I think it would be very tough for them to be a top 5 or top 6 seed. At that point, they would then have to be in the play-in tournament, and you obviously don't want to go that route. Anything can happen, and they don't want to be in that situation. Again, like they often have been prior to this season, or rather last season now, they don't want to go back to that. So gotta have a healthy LeBron, gotta have a guy that can play on the ball obviously, but also off the ball as well. And well, post-trade deadline, he definitely did show the ability to do it. I mean, his three-point shooting may have went down overall, again from roughly 39% pre-trade deadline down to roughly 34% post-trade deadline, but his catch and shoot numbers went way up. And that's obviously a great outlook to play with Luka Doncic, a guy that's very ball dominant himself, a guy that's gonna get you open, and LeBron can benefit from that if he remains reliable in that role. And well, like I said, he definitely was reliable post-trade deadline, shooting 44.2% on catch and shoot threes post-trade deadline. That's even better than pre-trade deadline, and taking roughly 3.3 of them per game. That's simply being catch and shoot threes. So yes, he can play off the ball, can play with Luka Doncic, he showed it, can make some timely backdoor cuts when LeBron wants to. He's very good at doing that. Obviously has elite vision, knows how to read a defense than probably any other active player in the NBA today. That's something he can do and will continue to do alongside Luka Doncic, which will be a big benefit to their offense. So I'm really not worried about too much here with LeBron. Yes, he might be 40 going on 41, but he still remains a top 15 player at the bare minimum in my opinion. is going to be great offensively for their team, I have no doubt about it. Only kind of minor concerns and minor worries and things to watch out for is durability number one. Can he maintain that 70 game mark? Can he do it again? At least play above 65 games to not only be available for their team, but then be actual available for awards too. I imagine that's a good incentive for him, so hopefully he can again. Then number two, I guess, being defense. No, it's not a gigantic problem that he does occasionally coast out there, but with their current starting lineup and current iteration of it, if they don't change it, it does put a bit more on him, especially post Luka Doncic trade. After that point, their starting lineup then became Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, and Jackson Hayes, which will now become DeAndre Ayton, and that's obviously not a whole lot of great, reliable perimeter defense. So if Hachimura once again has to take on the difficult matchup, is that ever going to switch to LeBron as he even now is a bit more capable? Or is it going to stay the same and LeBron kind of takes on the corner 3-point shooter that doesn't move much? Are they going to have LeBron do more because Hachimura wasn't great in that role? Or are they going to switch things up a bit? That's the only kind of minor concern with it. If LeBron can do a bit more for their defense, as they kind of need it, again if they don't change their current starting lineup, that's the only other minor concern with him that I will be looking out for. As he did have some regression on defense last season, becoming a negative defender per defensive EPM for really the first time in his career, at least per advanced stats anyway, and overall kind of slacking on defense here and there. If they can get a bit more from him, that would be ideal, but it also is a lot to ask for a now 40-year-old. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.